So, for today's celebrity beef, you guys wanted to hear about the energy between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. Now, I don't know a lot about this situation. I know nothing about Nicki. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I am not a Nicki fan. I find Nicki to be loud and mean, and I find Cardi to be loud and funny. So I'd rather be around loud and funny than loud and mean. So I've never followed her career. I've only seen bits and pieces of it, and everything I saw was never good. I don't mean to be biased, but it was never positive, and so I never followed her. But going into this reading, I was willing to accept that because I don't know anything about her, I could learn things about her today. So we're going to do this celebrity beef. We're going to look and see, whose fault it was, who was right, who was wrong, what was it about, that kind of thing. And you guys can let me know in the comment section what you think or thought about this situation. So first, let me do the introduction. I am QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to someone else who may be entertained by today's reading. Because according to the FTC, these types of readings are for entertainment purposes only. Likewise, if you would like to get a reading done, please check out underneath this video. All of my personal information is there, and you can hit me up for an appointment. Please leave us a positive comment in the comment section. And that's it. Let's get started. So this side over here is Cardi, and this side over here is Nicki. This is down to keep the glare from going in your face. I'm getting ready to turn all these over, okay? So let's take a look at what we have here. This is Cardi. Now listen, Cardi came up as the reversed God of Cups, but I'm going to put her into the upright so you guys can admire this stunning art. But she came up the reversed God of Cups. And for any of you that knows tarot, the God of Cups is the King of Cups. Nicki came up as the Goddess of Pentacles. But again, she came up reversed. And I'm going to put her in the upright so you can look at the stunning artwork. And this is the outcome. The Eight of Pentacles. And that did come up in the reverse. So we can just leave it as it is. Alright, so I always try to put these in an angle so you guys can read the bottoms, but the pockets are a little bit too deep. Alright, what is this telling us, people? Okay, so first of all, Cardi, the reversed God of Cups. This is telling us that Cardi wears her heart on her sleeve. She's a little bit too emotional. And I'm not going to, you know what, too emotional isn't even fair. Emotions are a good thing. I can never say that they're not. As an Aquarius, I struggle with them, but they're a good thing. But Cardi gets really upset. She gets really upset. Whenever you have the reversed God of Cups, the water can overtake you sometimes. So I've seen this with her. I've seen her on Twitter or online and go off about somebody stupid, or some person said something, or just some negativity somebody threw at the child 9 times out of 10, and then she flips off. And this is why, because she is a God of Cups reversed. That's her archetype. So her energy is the kind of energy that gets overcome with the emotion, and then here comes the the frustration or whatever she exhibits. So this is why she's really not a bad person according to this card. She's just a person that gets very easily overwhelmed with emotions from being angry or upset in some kind of way. She got to really be careful with that, because this kind of person could, for instance, go to jail because they harm someone, or like the emotion could, any emotion, sadness could overtake her and she could make a bad decision, all those kinds of things. So she has to be really careful with that energy. This is the kind of person that if I was her, I would be in therapy. And you guys, you probably hear me talk about therapy a lot because I really believe if you get a good therapist, it can change your life because it really helped with my growth. The combination between spirituality and therapy is my true belief about healing. But I think that if I was her, that's what I would be doing. I would be in therapy. I would be journaling. I'd be meditating. I would be doing some deep spiritual work. Now, this one here is Nicki. Nicki is the goddess of pentacles reversed. So basically what this is telling us is that Nicki, when your card is reversed for the goddess of pentacles, the goddess of pentacles is on top. Nicki feels like she was being toppled over by the new young rapper. And this makes sense because Nicki is like 35 years old. Cardi's like 26 years old. I think when I heard about this beef, they were younger than that. I think they might have been a couple years younger than that. I think I heard about this beef like 4 years ago. So I'm not sure about their birth, their years, their ages, but I do know that Cardi is a Libra and Nicki is a Sag. And that's going to play into this too. So as far as Nicki is concerned, Nicki was the queen bee for a very long time. I mean, I know for a fact, like when I grew up with Little Kim and them. So when Nicki came up to me, she was just nothing more than a Little Kim clone. Same little hair, makeup combinations, same outfits. I had seen it already. So it's like from that point on, though, she rose. She rose to stardom. Other people really did enjoy her work. So she's used to being that goddess of pentacles. But now these younger rappers are coming along, and Cardi became one of her targets, because I've seen her target other young female rappers too, but Cardi became one of her targets because she feels like that is toppling her, is dimming her. Anybody that watched American Horror Story, you'll remember that One Supreme had to fall for One Supreme to rise. And it's really not like that in the entertainment business. I mean, all of these women can make money, just put out good content, period, point blank. But that's not how she, on the inside, felt about it. She felt like she was being toppled by this young girl, and that's how the beef started. And then Cardi, with her little impulse control problem, when the beef started, it kept going back and forth. And I also feel like the beef started off monetarily. So the beef started off about money, because you see the pentacles here, do you see the pentacles here? It was about the money in the beginning. It was all about, hyping up this beef to get more publicity, hyping up this beef to sell more records or more interviews, that kind of thing. We all know the game. We know how the industry works. So that's what it was at first. But then Nicki got nasty because she started to feel the heat from the younger rapper taking her throne, which she couldn't anyway. There's many thrones for us all to sit in. And Cardi snapped. We all saw when she ran up on her and was ready to beat her up at the awards, and Nicki was so horrified. Yeah, you sat back and threw rocks and then hid your hands is what you did. You threw rocks at that girl, hid your hands, and then said, "Oh, I'm just so embarrassed." No, you're not. No, you're not. That publicity made your pocketbook, I'm sure. Cha-ching. That all of that keeps them in the public eye. All of that keeps the clout coming, the fame coming. So even if something happens that is a little embarrassing or something like that, it really doesn't matter. They just got to spin it the right kind of way and profit from it. So yeah, it had that element to it, but Cardi was really pissed because Nicki went to a place with it where she got slimy with it. That's the basic bottom line. She didn't stay in her comfort. And the outcome card is the Eight of Pentacles. The outcome card is saying, regardless of what's going on here, these women gonna keep making money. The Eight of Pentacles is about continuing to perfect and work on your craft. So both of them, regardless of this beef, are going to continue to have more paper than most of us. So regardless of the fact that she feels, you know, how she feels about it, you know, Nicki, I mean, she's still gonna make paper. She's still gonna be all right. You know, I hope that she got good investments going on. Let me see. All right, and then this one is their clarity cards. So for Cardi's clarity card, oh, it's reversed. Let me turn it around. She got the devil reversed. This is very, very interesting because the devil reversed is telling us that Cardi used to do things that aren't so good. Now, Cardi has told us this time and time again about her past, about stripping, about, giving men certain substances so she could relieve them of their belongings. I'll put it like that, you know. So she said these things. She's told us these things. And this card right here tells us, yeah, the devil had Cardi. She was in some bad stuff. She was in bad stuff. It's probably worse than she's even told us, to be honest with you. The devil comes up with all kinds of connotations of negativity and, you know, debauchery, you know, all kind of things happen during that time. But hers is reversed. So this is telling us that she's come out of this energy. Yeah, she did a lot of stuff that, you know, to me, the stripping, I'm going to be honest with you, stripping doesn't really bother me. Stripping or any form of sex work, it doesn't bother me. If that's what somebody does to make their hustle, that's what they do to make their hustle. You know, it is what it is. It's the oldest profession. That doesn't really bother me. What bothers me is that I'm seeing other things than just that. I'm seeing, you know, she talked about, you know, the relieving of belongings, but I see more than just that. I see all kinds of substances. I see all kind of stuff in this card that she had around her, and people that were not good for her around her, and people that kept her bound to them, people that were leeching off of her. So when it's reversed, it means she's come out of this. She's come out of this. She's turned a new leaf. She's trying to be a better person. And I got to give her props for that, because I didn't know that. I didn't know what Cardi was up to. I know I like the way she looks. I think when she's dressed up, she's gorgeous. I love her pocketbooks, her nails. I love that kind of stuff, because that's the stuff that I'm into. I love her outfits and her Birkin bags and stuff. But as far as who she is as a person, this is my first time really seeing this. So yeah, she is this person with this problematic past, but the cards are saying that she's really trying to be a better person. Cardi really wants people to like her. That's part of the reason why she gets so upset, is because she's really trying hard to get people to like her. You know, her personality is very expressive, you know, and she's not everybody's cup of tea, and she knows that. And as a Libra, they always want people to like them. So I love the fact that she has changed. She's coming out of this. She's come out of this devil energy. She's trying to be a better person. We all know she's young. So, I mean, when I was a young girl trying to be a better person, many of us have been through this. So I applaud that. I'm really proud of that. Nicki is the Nine of Wands. So she just trying to stand her ground. That's it. She done been through it. You know, Nicki has been through whatever she's been through, and she doesn't want to go back to a place of having to struggle. So all Nicki's really concerned with is standing her ground. You know, and she will. Like I said, Eight of Pentacles. She's not, I mean, everybody's popularity goes down with the generations, okay? At a certain point, Nicki's music is going to be, if it's not already, referred to as oldies, okay? The music I was listening to in high school is now being called oldies. So her music, I don't think it's around the same time period, but the point is that everything ages. Everything ages out. So she's going to slowly but surely age out like every other performer before her. Cardi will have the same thing happen, and younger rappers and entertainers after her will take her place. It's the circle of life. It's not really a big deal. But when you're experiencing it, when you are the supreme and the sun is setting, I think that it's just a little bit jarring. I think it's natural what Nicki's going through. And I think that her response to it could be better. It definitely could be better. It could be more productive. But I think what she's going through is a natural part of aging, a natural part of being in this industry. It's just natural. So I would like to see her handle it better, though. Let's age gracefully, ladies. Let's just do it. So that's what we have here. Now we're going to take a look at their archetype cards. Now, I thought this was interesting because I really wasn't expecting this. I'm going to show you Cardi B's archetype cards first. The first card I pulled for her was this one. Weird, huh? The top of it says, I'm going to read it to you because it's not easy for me to see. Benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. So her archetype card is telling us that for real, Cardi is somebody who is compassionate and she's a good person. Cardi, the devil energy that she got caught up with in the past, I think was really her circumstances. And I think it was survival, because I made a lot of people like Cardi. You know, deep down inside, you know, I came from a working class neighborhood. I used to go to different hoods in Philadelphia. I know all kinds of different people from, you know, all the way up, you know, the social economic ladder to all the way to the bottom rung, you know. And I've met people in all of those settings that was like this, compassionate, genuinely a good person. But, you know, the circumstances where they were born into, you know, the situation and what they had to do to survive. So I feel like that's where that devil energy took over her. But deep down inside, in the core of her being, she's really this positive, compassionate person. And I feel like that's the person she's trying to show right now. You know, the mother. I even saw her turning off rap music because her daughter was coming and she didn't want her to hear cuss words. This is not a hardcore stripper gang member mentality, you know. Not to say it's anything wrong with any of those things. Again, I support, but it's not the mentality you would expect, the stereotypical mentality you would expect. But that's what I'm saying is that when you meet these people and you touch them on a human level, you realize that deep down inside there is even good. I remember, was it Tupac that had the poem about a rose coming out of the concrete? There are lots of roses in the hood. And I feel like a lot of them are like this. But because of survival, you do what you got to do. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, be glad that you don't. Be glad that you don't. She also got this archetype card, the King. She's on top right now, baby. And probably will be for quite some time. And it says here, enlightened, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. So this means that she is trying to do the right thing. Anybody who works for her or works underneath her, she does try to do the right thing for, you know, the benefit to benefit the people that are working with and for her. She's on top, baby. I mean, she is. I mean, and I guess based on this vibration, the enlightenment vibration, I hope that she continues, because this is telling us that she's continuing to gain knowledge too. Because if you think about it, when Cardi first came out, she was very raw. You know, I read somewhere that she did some college, but she didn't finish. So she wasn't somebody who was extremely polished, is my point. And if you notice, she's becoming more polished. And it seems like more educated. It seems like she's educating herself. And I think that's where the enlightenment piece comes in. And you can see that in her. So she's actually getting better. These things take time, though. Anybody who's ever been on a journey of self-discovery knows that these things take time. And this is the one about her that really shocked me, guys. Look at this. She got the priest card. It says, facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. So this is telling us that Cardi comes from a spiritual line. I heard that, I read that she was half Trini and half Dominican. So I don't know anything about their spiritual traditions. I know about Africa, Haiti, Jamaica, United States, but I don't know much about those two places. But whatever it is, there's a very strong spiritual energy going through her family's bloodline. And Cardi is a child of that. Now, I don't know if she's a priestess, but it's definitely in her blood. So I don't know. I've never seen her talk about. One time I saw her in a picture, and there was a prosperity ritual behind her. And being a priestess, I recognized it immediately. I was like, "Oh, somebody doing bruja," but I don't know if it was hers. I don't know if she was at somebody's house. I don't know if she even knew it was there. But the point of the matter is that she does have this spiritual tradition, and if she wanted to, and she really wanted to go fully in that direction, she could go from stripper to priestess. Seriously. And it's not far fetched, because I went from whatever poor unfortunate soul I was to a priestess. So it isn't, if it's in your bloodline, it's within your grasp. So right now she's an entertainer, she's a mother, she's doing that thing. But if she ever wanted to, she could tap into whatever her family's spiritual tradition or any other spiritual tradition that she basically was interested in. That is interesting to me. I did not know that about her. Now let me tell you Nicki's archetype cards. All right. Here's her first one. Nicki got the Gambler. And it came up reversed like this. So it means to read the bottom part. So the bottom part, ooh, there you are. Relying on luck rather than hard work. That's her first archetype card. And I'm not going to say that Nicki didn't do any hard work, because I'm pretty sure all that singing and dancing, I'm pretty sure that's hard work. If you ever went to the club and danced all night, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm pretty sure. But they're saying that a great deal of her success was really luck. And I get what they're saying, because if you think about what I said earlier, I told you that her whole style came from Lil' Kim. People will dispute me with this until the cows come home, but I guarantee you, if you Google Lil' Kim from the 90s, you will see 85% of them looks that Nicki did. So a lot of it was luck. I mean, yeah, she did the work. Once she got the opportunity, she bust through the door. But a lot of it was luck. She came up off the backs of others before her, and really didn't. I've never heard her give homage to that. I've never heard her say, yeah, I was a young girl looking up to Lil' Kim and I wore her wigs, or blah, blah, blah. Maybe she did. I haven't seen any of her interviews. I've never heard her say it on, online or anything like that, but that doesn't mean she didn't say it. So the point of the matter is that she got an opportunity, and she took it and ran with it. She's smart for that. But it wasn't all because of hard work. A lot of it was her coming up off the backs of others. She also got the Femme Fatale in reversed. Why does this not surprise me? It says the shadow is inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money and power. So sensuality is a good thing. We all know that. It's good to be sexy and sensual and, in your power. But when you use it, you know how they say sex sells. If you look at her work, and I don't know about her work now, but I'm thinking about the ones I saw when I was younger, and her butt sticking out. And I mean, like, and I mean, I'm not a prude. You guys know that, but it was a lot. It was a lot sometimes. And they're saying that she inappropriately used her sexuality basically for money and power. The money and the power was the important part, So they're telling us that that's her other archetype. Which anybody who even saw one of her videos, you're like, yeah, I can see that. Now, this one here is the rescuer. This one came out in the upright. So this is one of her positive attributes. that she provides strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love and no expectation of reward. So for people that she cares about, her probably her child, or family members, people like that, she does give them love. She does give them support. She doesn't try to get a reward. She does try to help people and rescue them and things like that. So again, not all bad. She has some pretty rough cards here, but they're not all bad. She does have that positive energy, that she is somebody that, and I'm trying to think if I've ever seen that characteristic in her. I don't think I've ever noticed that, just from the little bit that I've seen her, but that doesn't mean anything. According to the cards, she is somebody who genuinely does try to help people. So that is one of her light attributes. Now, we know what the beef is. We know what the future is. Let's see what the cards say that the ladies should do. Cardi B, they said, needs to pay attention. This is the Moonstone card. So she needs to pay attention to rhythms. And rhythms is actually more than one thing. Of course, it's music. It's like, focus on your content. Focus on your material. Don't focus on these nut jobs that are goading you into arguments, or the Candace Owens of the world, or, the negative nannies, the people that are just nasty. Don't focus on them. Focus on the rhythm. Focus on the music. Focus on the content. Focus on performing. And I really do see her doing that. So it's like, keep doing that. Also, when we see the rhythm card, this card also talks about tapping into healing and tapping into cycles. The moon cycles come up with this one. So the cards are actually recommending that she does tap more into that spiritual energy that we saw in that priest card. I don't know if she will. I don't know if she won't. But they're recommending it. They're like, you know what? You could get a lot of strength by tapping into your ancestral line. And Nicki, they said, girl, keep shining like a diamond and stop being worried about these young gals. Look here. This is the cycle of life. Like I said before, one supreme must fall for the next one to rise. So they're telling Nicki, keep on illuminating, keep wearing your diamonds, keep on enjoying yourself, keep on being on that sexy shit that you be on, and the flashy, Sagittarius shit that you be on. Keep on enjoying yourself, and don't worry about the others. Don't worry about those coming up behind you. There's enough room for everybody to eat. There's plenty of food on the table. There's plenty of money. There's billions and billions and billions of dollars on this planet at any given time. And money's not even real. It's pieces of paper. So we can always make more if really seriously need be. Just keep shining. You've accomplished, she's accomplished a massive amount. I'm sure she has awards by now. I don't know, but I'm sure she has awards by now, merchandise, endorsements, materials. I'm sure she has all kinds of diamonds, jewelry, rings, all kind of stuff. So enjoy what you have. Enjoy, don't let, seeing others come behind you, or getting older, or transitioning into a new phase in your life. Don't allow that, or she should not allow that to get her to these levels of nastiness. She should tap more into her rescuer side. I like that part of her. I think she should do more charity work. If you want to rescue people, go rescue people. There's people out here that are sick, hungry, all kind of stuff. So be Florence Nightingale. Get out there like Angelina Jolie, and fly the world and go hug babies in Cambodia. Really allow yourself to step into that, instead of stepping in. Instead of being angry or feeling bitter, find your next role. This is telling us that it's time to move on. It's time to transition. So instead of being a yutz, fighting with people and starting beef online, go out there and find your next thing. Okay, well, I've been a rapper for 99 million years. I'm still going to do shows. I'm still going to get money. But I want to focus more on my charity, or I want to focus more on my foundation, or I want to focus more on traveling, or whatever the case is. So she needs to focus that light. She does have a light, and she needs to focus it. Okay, so that's the beef between these two. It's a money thing, little jealousy thing, a little overly emotional thing, that's basically what we're talking about. We're talking about two people who, in my opinion, aren't awful human beings. They didn't get any major, even Cardi's devil card is reversed, so they didn't get any major things like that. So I'm really feeling like these two have the ability to do a lot better. I see Cardi doing it, and hopefully I don't see Nicki doing it yet. I hope that she does, but the cards didn't indicate that she was at. They indicated that she had stopped, and that Nine of Wands, the Nine of Wands is when you stop for a rest. You've been battling and you rest for a moment, but it doesn't indicate that she's going to go in the direction of the illumination that we see in this last card. So all we can do is hope. Okay. So thank you for checking out this reading, and you come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.